This video is brought to you by Rivoningo chili sauce. Get yourself a 250 milliliter bottle of Rivoningo chili sauce for only 40 rands. That's right, 40 rands. It is a fresh and delicious homemade sauce which is available in hot and mild flavors. I don't know about you, man, but sometimes having the same sauce every single time gets boring, especially a sauce that you've been using for years. So why not just try something different, eh? Try it and let me know your thoughts. You can place your order via WhatsApp at 081 That is 081 You can also follow them on Instagram at Rivoningo underscore chili underscore sauce and on their Facebook page at rivoningo.chili. All right, so place your order and let them know that Mr. Extraordin sent you. All right, man. Please don't forget to let me know your thoughts on it. And yeah, let's get into it. So, I watched First X and I have mixed feelings about it. Let's get into it. How you guys doing? This is Mr. Extraordin, back again with another video. Thank you so much everybody who's been checking out my videos. I see that the views are getting a lot bigger, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel so that you can check out some of the videos that I might be releasing in the long run. Yeah, thanks once again. I truly appreciate your help, man, and I appreciate your time and your support. By help, I'm referring to anybody who's referring to this channel, who's asking their friends or family members to check out this channel. So thank you for that. Fast X, Fast 10. I have mixed feelings about it. The reason I have mixed feelings about it is, one, I feel like someone watched Avengers Infinity War and thought, hey, let's do something like this. Because you have a villain who splits the team apart, right? And the team is facing him head on, but in small, I guess you would say, in little teams. Everybody's trying to come up with a solution of dealing with this guy, from different teams, and it feels like everybody has their own little mission that they need to accomplish in order to save the day at the end of the day. So that's how I felt like, because that's what Infinity War did. You had people in Wakanda, you had people in Titan, you had people in, was it Titan or wherever it was, you had people in different places trying to accomplish certain missions, right? So that's how it felt like to me. It's not a bad concept, but I think it is bad if it has a cliffhanger that really isn't as strong, because this movie ends in a cliffhanger, but for me the cliffhanger wasn't as strong as I expected it to be. That's the one thing that I didn't like about this film. Jason Momoa's character also, I have mixed feelings about him. On one hand, they made him into a Joker type character who's smart, has a wicked sense of humor, and is very strategic. He has things planned out. He took his time, wants to make sure that Dom suffers, for what he did to his family in Fast 5, or rather his father, which is sort of like the Joker in The Dark Knight, or the Joker in general. He's a smart character, but at the same time I feel like I didn't feel sorry for him. I didn't feel that his motivations were strong enough for me to have sympathy for him. I didn't feel that his motivations were strong enough for me to feel like, this guy is right. And I think that's what he lacked as an antagonist or a villain. You do have John Cena coming back in the film as Jacob. I feel like he had a 360 turn, and his character just changed just like that. And I guess he became a way better character. I liked his character way more than I did in Fast 9. In Fast 9, I felt like he was a villain that felt misplaced in the franchise. At the same time, we were still trying to figure out why Dom's brother was not mentioned all this time. And here's this guy, so we're trying to get to understand who he is, but at the same time, his character just felt a bit off. But now here, he's 10 times better than he was in First Night, in the sense that he's a great uncle, takes care of Dom's kid, and um, he's trying his best to play his part within the family. He has forgiven Dom, and they've made amends, and he's doing the best that he can to be the best person that he can be, which was a great character growth thing for me. Charlize Theron's character is it Cypher. Never liked her. Never, 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 ever, 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 and I don't think I ever will. I don't feel sorry for her at all. I don't hate her enough to love to hate her. She's just there as a plot device, but I don't think it ever worked. You could say it worked in First Eight, but I just feel like she's there longer than she should be. I just don't like her character personally. I just don't like her character. I feel like Deckard Shaw also, sometimes it seems like they don't know what to do with the character. They don't really know much to do with Jason Statham's character. Honestly, I feel like sometimes he's just there because they believe that people like seeing his character there, but it's like there's not much they can do with this character. There's a lot of characters in this movie, a lot. That's why it feels like Endgame. A lot of characters. Some characters are unnecessary. Some characters are necessary. We liked seeing them. They're some of our favorite characters within the franchise. But I feel like the problem with the latest Fast movies is they focus too much on Dom. And I think the fact that they're sidelining some of these characters is what's killing the franchise. Sure, you are getting Roman is having a more leadership position, which is great for his character, but I feel like we need more meat on the bones on all these characters. Stop making them these one-dimensional characters. We know that Roman is a funny guy, but he has leadership qualities, but at the same time, we need to know more about him. Does he have a family? Stuff like that. Like even Tash, what's his story? Is he just a mechanic and an IT genius, or is there something more to his character than just that? We need to know more of these characters, and we need to have people from their pasts coming in here and there, or their family members coming in here and there. But the fact that it's always about Dom, it's getting a bit stale. The action sequences are great. There's a lot of CGI in this film. They've always used CGI since the beginning, but I feel like there was way too much CGI in this one. It's not really a bad thing, but I wouldn't say it's a great thing either. Michelle Rodriguez, I liked her character. Letty, she's always great. She had her own mission as well, but I feel like they didn't really do much about her character. She's basically the second most important character within the franchise at this point. They made that abundantly clear for a while now, which is cool, but I think they need to do more with the character. I know they've tried to do more about for her character in the past, and I think that's what made Fast work. Going back to my point about stopping, that they need to stop making this entire franchise about Dom. We know Dom is the main character, but the fact that it's always about him makes it a bit stale. The first Fast and Furious film, it was about Brian, getting introduced to this family, this Toretto family, and street racing and so on. And we were meeting Dom for the first time, and you know how it is with Dom. It's either you beat him or you join him. Fine, perfect. Second film, we get introduced to Roman and Taj. Not the best film, but at least we started to understand Brian's past, that he grew up with this guy called Roman, and he still has a strong sense of justice, but he's doing it his own way. The fourth film, you have Brian and Dom meeting again, and Dom, reigniting the love that he had for Mia. Great. You have more than one character who has a goal in mind, right? Fifth one, we get introduced to Hobbs, right? And Hobbs and what he goes through with his team, and that he's seeking revenge, and that Dom gets to basically soften up to Brian a bit and see him more of as more of a brother now. They become stronger as a unit. We see Mia there. Six, five, they got Dom out of jail. Six, we get introduced to Deckard Shaw. We realize that Letty's alive. She's not dead. That's an interesting storyline. Seven, we get introduced to Deckard Shaw, who wants revenge, right? So that's also interesting. We also get introduced to Nathalie Emanuel's character in there, which is also great. 8 is about Dom turning he's back on the team and Hobbs taking the leadership position. Dom trying to save his child. That's fine. It's Dom centered, but at the same time, so it's also centered on the team, which is great. It was not bad. 9, all of a sudden, it's about Dom's brother that we didn't know about all along. They never even mentioned him once in the entire franchise. All of a sudden, he was always there. This retcon thing. 10, they're bringing this Thanos / clownish character in Jason Momoa, and it just felt a bit off. My thoughts on it: there was no need to drag it. There was no need to make it a cliffhanger. I think they could have just made 11, 12, and 13, which I believe they're also going to be doing those movies. But there was no need for a cliffhanger. It was an unnecessary cliffhanger. I think it could have just ended with a happy ending. And we're just seeing that Jason Momoa is going to seek revenge in the long run. So the problem with these movies now, these big Hollywood movies, is that they are following each other's trends. And I think that's what's killing them. Bad Boys 3 is trying to be like Fast and Furious. Let's be honest. Mike Lowry is Dom. Dom is trying to be like Marvel, the MCU. So that's, for me, that's the problem with these movies. But overall, I think it does have a lot of nice parts in it. That's why I said that I liked John Cena's character with Dom's child. Those scenes are great. I loved all those scenes. I like the mission with Roman Taj and Nathalie Emanuel's character. I forget her name now all of a sudden. With Han as well. That's not bad. It's a nice one. I like Rochelle Rodriguez's Letty and her mini mission, but I didn't like Jason Momoa that much, and I don't blame it on him. I think it's just the direction that they took. That's why I said I have mixed feelings about it. On one hand, I understand why he's so happy, why he's clownish. It's because he had everything figured out for so many years, probably more than 10 years. So it makes sense for him to be so confident in every step that he's taking, because there's no way Dom is going to be able to outsmart him, because this guy has been planning on getting revenge for so long. So it makes sense to have his character behave the way he does. But at the same time, I just feel like he was overdoing it, and I still don't think it was his fault. I guess he understood the character, he understood what he was supposed to do, but he just felt a bit off, in my opinion. Is it time for them to stop with these movies? I don't think so. I think they could still expand on the franchise. I think I read somewhere that they want to do a spin-off with just the ladies, which could be interesting. But I feel like the main storyline, it's time to hang it up. It's time to hang it up. Dom can still feature in other movies, just like how Iron Man featured in Civil War and Spider-Man movies. It's possible. And Avengers movies. It's possible, but I feel like it was too much. It's time to try other things. We've had enough of this franchise in the way that it's going now. But hey, if it's making money, if it's paying these actors, if they're getting recognition, and we still love the ridiculous scenes that we see sometimes, action sequences that you see sometimes, then I guess they'll keep going until they run out of gas. But yeah, that's my take on it. Out of 10, I would give it a 6. It is not the strongest in the franchise, not by a long shot. I still think 5 is my favorite one out of all of them. 5 is my favorite one. Then 6. Then 7. then 1, then 8, then 2, then 10, then 9. I've never watched Tokyo Drift, so I can't say anything about it. But anyway, that's my take on it. Let me know your thoughts, your comments. If I spoiled it for anybody, my sincere apologies. I didn't mean to spoil it for anybody, but I just wanted to give you my take on it, my thoughts on it. Anyway, I'll see you on the next video, guys. Thank you for checking out this video. And yeah, this is Mr. Extraordinary signing out. Cheers.